Comfortable, Adam?
Aluminium.
Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Netflix Explorers podcast, the podcast where we bust into these movies like we are the new year from the 1890 studios. My name is Dale.
Welcome to 2018. I finally recovered from my hangover from New Year's. I'm Adam.
I'm Patrick, busting in the new year with 8 showings of Dunkirk.
Hey, I'm Steve-0, and I'm just happy to be here.
Today we're going over Babysitters, Master of None, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Please, stick around. Hello! Gentlemen, 2018 is upon us.
Indeed.
Feels good. New year. New cast. Well, not a new cast. Another cast.
Well, a new episode of the cast.
New episode of the cast.
We got 8 episodes hitting January.
It's going to be a rough month.
It's going to be nuts.
It's going to be tough. But, hey, listens are up, and we want to say thanks to everyone who's tuning in, and hello. But there's someone else saying hello. Steve, what's going on, man?
Hey, guys.
Now, you're not Papa Steve, though. You're just Steve.
I am the Steve-0.
Steve-O.
Not the Steve-O, but the Steve-O.
You are Steve-O. Okay.
And let me first say thank you all for having me. I could not be happier to be here for this podcast. And let me say Merry Christmas.
Well, yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago, right?
It's still applicable.
Oh, so. Sure. Well, yeah, we want to wish that to all.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Merry
sorry.
Christmas to you too, Steve-O.
Right.
Happy New Year to you also,
Happy
Steve-O.
New Year as well. I'm a little late to the party.
I haven't heard anyone. No one said Happy Russian Christmas to me.
There it is.
Well, no, we got a couple days to the rush of Christmas, right?
Well,
Still.
okay,
That goes from like November to January, I think, something. But hey, we're happy to have you, man.
Let me just say, in the words of Christmas Vacation, kiss my ass, and happy Hanukkah.
And if I'm not mistaken, Babysitters, is that your idea to put it on the docket?
Man, you know what? My wife doesn't let me watch scary movies whatsoever.
Sure. Okay.
And then so October rolls around, and it is Scary Movie Month. So that is when I turn that off, and I say, let's watch some scary movies.
And by
so,
it, you... Okay.
So by that... Babysitter was one of the first movies that I watched during this year's Scary Movie Month.
Well, it's a great pick, man. 6.4 IMDb. The events of one evening take an unexpected turn for the worst for a young boy trying to spy on his babysitter. Adam, if you could roll that trailer.
All right, tomorrow night, you, me, party.
Babysitter. Talking to the babysittee.
B, call us if there's any trouble, okay? Call, don't cause any trouble.
Parents go out of town.
I bet B has boys over at your place all the time. That's what babysitters do. Seriously.
A little bit of tainted love in there.
Is that foreboding or
The song that they're playing.
Yeah.
Tainted love. You talking about that one?
Yeah. Bum, bum.
All right, so anyway, he's watching his babysitter. There's a bunch of people at the house, and she kills a guy.
Spoiler.
Trailer
spoiler.
Big spoiler. Huge spoiler.
I got 2 people's blood on me. You do the math.
A film by MCG.
The attackers in the house.
Or is it Mick G? Mick G?
Alrighty, babe,
McGee.
let's head upstairs
Oh,
and
gotcha.
get the blood of the innocent.
This would go viral. I mean, nobody's done human sacrifice.
People have always done human sacrifice.
Yeah, but like, not in
Totes.
America with hot people.
Hey.
This Friday the 13th. Brush your teeth. Put on your PJs. And run. Like hell.
Make a deal with the devil.
Tainted love.
It's definitely a Tainted Love remake.
Why is he shirtless?
That's
Dude.
your first question?
There's only one way to end this cold.
Language.
Kitty, gone!
Oh my god, he shot me in the boob! What kind of dick shoots a girl in the boob?
True story.
The Babysitter.
You crazy bitch.
Well, that's the babysitter.
The condom broke.
Oh, well, there you go.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was a voicemail.
Patrick, 85-minute runtime, right in the wheelhouse.
Man, I couldn't believe it. It didn't feel like 85 minutes watching it.
Yeah.
But like when you get done, you're like, oh, that's it? I still got time for like another episode of something?
Right.
Okay, I'll take it.
Plenty of time.
It was a good movie.
Adam, what do you think about this one, man?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Loved it. Yeah, right in the wheelhouse, like Patrick said. Not too long, not too it was on the short side, but it was good. I liked it.
That surprises me.
Yeah, it was like it was a funny scary.
Yeah.
You know, it was a funny scary. Like
it's a horror Home Alone.
Why? Are you reading my notes?
Yes, I am.
God. I had this whole bit prepared.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
you know,
ruined.
I can edit this in
the
post.
punchline.
Adam, what do you think about this movie?
Well, Dale, thanks for asking. It seems like an adult Home Alone, doesn't it, Dale?
You little jerk. No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Change, you filthy animal.
How?
But no, I did like it a lot. It was like like you said, it was like Home Alone, but a little scary. But it was scary. There was a lot of jump scares, but yet it was still hilarious. Like there's a lot of funny parts that they played on to it. There's one part at the end. I don't want to give it away, but it's like it's one scene that I rewatched like 2 or 3 times, and I'll just say it's with Queen. And you can take that part, and you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. And it's worth it.
Ooh,
No,
get the bat.
Yeah,
bat
I'll take the bat.
Yeah.
Patrick, you already said his wheelhouse, but what do you think about this one, man? Me and Adam are going on Home Alone, horror, something like that to you, or what do you think?
Yeah, so like I walked into it because me and Steve-0 talked about it back in October, and I was like, oh, well, I'll check it out when I have time, but I didn't have time through October, didn't have time through November.
Mistake.
But luckily, in December, classic horror movie month, I was able to catch up, able to squeeze Babysitter in, and it was really good.
Nice.
I will say that I watched this starting with just me, and then Val walked in the room, and she started watching it, and some hijinks ensue, and she's like, what is going on? What is this movie? I was
Right.
like, honey, you got to catch it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm not rewinding right now because it's too good right now.
Right.
So...
Yeah, I'm going to fight you on that a little bit later, but I'm going to Steve-0. Steve-0, what'd you think about this one, man? You obviously picked it for the docket this week, but, I mean, what draws you to this one? It is, you watched in October, the Scary Movie Month. What drew you to it?
So, if you're a guy like me that loves a good scary movie, you know that you're not going to get one. You're not going to get a good scary movie these days.
Sure.
A lot of stuff these days, you're just not going to get it. But if you grow up liking a good scary movie, that means you like a good B movie.
Sure.
You understand the humor in a B movie. You understand that not all movies got to be something with shock value to scare you. You don't got to get an eye drilled out in order to scare you. So this movie was exactly that. There was humor. There was good fun.
There's a simple jump scare.
Everything that you need is to have a good time.
Right.
So like if you go into that with knowing that, hey, I'm just looking for a movie that's going to give me just a good time while I drink my beer.
Perfect.
Then this is the movie for you.
That's all you need.
What do you think, Dale?
Well, I told you I'd fight Patrick, per usual. Now, well, actually, I'm going to go along with you, Patrick. I'm sorry, I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to add to what you said. Now, me and my wife sat down to watch this one, and she's watching it, and I'm feeling the same way. I'm feeling like, come on, like what kind of movie is this? Is it like trying to be horror? It's just lame. And then it starts to become, she's like watching from her iPad. She's playing Risk. She's looking over. She's making comments. And I'm sticking in it because, I'm a Netflix Explorer, so I stick with the movie, of course.
Yeah.
She puts her iPad away. She's watching this thing. We're both edge of our seat, watching this thing unfold, laughing out loud. The story becomes unstoppable. It's a dynamite film. I love, there's a little bit of disagreement with like how the characters would be, but that's what makes it fun. Like the main character is a young boy. What's he, 14 years old? And
I heard 12 and 14.
Okay.
A couple times during that.
Julie's like, listen, if he's 14, he's way too cute to be a dweeb. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. But also, the main character, who is the blonde, what's her name? Do we know her actress?
B. Oh, actress name?
Yeah.
Marissa Caleferin.
Ah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, and she's like being, I don't think that's her name at all. But either way, like these characters come out of nowhere and they really become something that you really want to pay attention to. So we both ended up we totally locked into this movie, loved where the story went, loved the plight of the character because, as Steve-0 said, it's funny. It's got that horror element, like what's going to happen. There's the jump scares you're going to be ready for. But you loved how the story progressed, the actual, kind of meat and potatoes of the story. Am I right in saying that, Patrick? I mean, did it draw you, or what about you, Steve-0?
It's a good campy feel.
Right.
Like if you grew up like I grew up, you love the Goonies.
Sure.
You love the stories of it's not a great movie. You know that going into it. You know it's going to be this just good, heartfelt, easy story with some flair to it. And it's exactly what I got when I watched it.
That's right. Patrick, do you agree or no?
I could not agree with you more, Steve-0. You have such a good mindset going into this movie. When you watch a movie like this, you can't go into it thinking prestige. You can't go into it thinking, I got this high-level Inception film. It's all about the mindset going into the movie.
Sure.
And so, like, when you read the synopsis, like, oh, boy's going to have a babysitter at 14, you're like, oh, what's up with that? Well, you'll find out.
Yeah.
And when you find out, you're going to be on the edge of your seat, and you're going to enjoy it.
Well, I will say, though, this has a little bit of fault towards the beginning. I have written down here, it took 29 minutes of this 85-minute film to really get to what, needs to happen. Like, it draws a little bit. It kind of builds too much on the main character. That's personal opinion. It's like, yeah, we could have discovered this along the way, along his ride, but it drew out in the beginning, and I think that's why I wasn't engaged right away. But hey, minute 30 and beyond had me.
Yeah, that first 30 minutes, it's kind of like, I felt like they had a couple of characters in the mom and the dad that they want to shoehorn a couple of jokes into.
Right.
So I feel that's where it dragged on a little bit. But I mean, if you didn't have that, you're almost turning it into some like short movie.
And
like
you know what? Yeah,
60 minutes.
You're right. You needed that beginning setup to just kind of set a baseline and build from there. I can agree with that. I think it's a little slow, but you're right. It is necessary. Steve-0, what do you got on that?
Not everybody knows what it's like to be a dweeby 14-year-old that needs a babysitter.
Right.
So you need to.
We need that background.
Some people are a little too cool for this movie.
Too cool.
You need to know what it's like to be a 14-year-old that still needs a babysitter.
Right.
To not feel like you need a babysitter, but you just don't know.
Yeah.
But it turns out your babysitter is really good looking.
And yeah. And
it goes from there.
Hijinks ensue.
Sometimes movies like this, you need a little extra in the beginning to pull people in because they know it's not going to be scary.
Right.
They know it's not going to be like the just like drill through your eye horror film that happens nowadays.
Right.
So they need a little bit extra to pull you in, which is character development in the beginning of the movie.
Right.
But that being said, you don't need the drill through your eye. But there's a couple of scenes of this movie where it kind of like, it's not a drill through the eye, but it's kind of something horror-ish aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
It's got the gore.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they put it in there in just the right way to not make me go, ugh.
Right.
But it didn't like push me off of it. It kind of like pulled me in. I was like,
it drew you in. It drew you in. It didn't gross you out.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
No, and so
totally agree.
We're all talking about this. It's got both sides. It's got, it could be a little slower, but hey, you need that. It wasn't a gore film, but it's got what you need. I think the next thing is to do, Adam, if I'm not mistaken, rewatchability and recommend. Do you got anything else you want to add or no?
Yeah, I had 2 points.
Okay, go ahead.
So, number one, I thought it had a great balance of horror and humor.
Sure.
We've seen movies like Tucker and Dale vs. Evil and Little Nicky where it's like, funny horror. I thought this had a better blend than both those movies for some reason.
I'd agree.
I can't explain why. I'm saying that, and I'm saying that, but that's just what it is.
No, I agree. I was cheering for the characters.
Yeah.
And I was excited to see how it ended, but it's still a horror film, which, I mean, as the podcast has shown, I don't like.
Second point is, I love the graphics they used. They had
of course.
They had some awesome graphics. I love movies that incorporate texting into movies.
It's almost Tarantino-y, would you say?
No, I'd say it's more Turbo Kitty than anything.
Do you ever see Scott Pilgrim?
No.
I thought it was like Scott Pilgrim, where they kind of like overlaid like the comic book text.
Right.
Agree.
It. That's where
I like that.
where I kind of got the call back from.
It's super cool. Super cool.
I got that.
That's all I got, though.
Yeah. Well, give me a rewatch or recommend, man?
Rewatch high, yeah. I'll give it a rewatch and I'll recommend for sure.
Okay, cool. Patrick,
I watched that. Like I said, I rewatched that scene at the end
just to show,
just with the Queen. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just like at the end, it's like
"We are the champions." Just happens to fit itself in there.
Dude, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that scene.
Patrick, what about you, man?
I will definitely rewatch it. I'll definitely recommend it, and I think it was probably one of the better movies that we've watched this year so far. So,
if you don't remember, we're in a group text here at the Netflix Explorers, and I said, Adam, I just watched this one, and I didn't watch the other two just yet, but I said 1 out of 3, this could be the best doc you put together, because I loved this movie so much. Steve-O, you going to rewatch this one or recommend anyone watch it?
I mean, being a lover of campy movies, I would definitely rewatch it. Recommend it. I mean, it's got a good humor to it. And
I'm a lover. I'll be watching.
I would love this movie. Everything about it was great.
Yeah.
If you just go into it with the right mindset, that you're looking to have a good time and watch some good scares, then it's good time.
And you're ready to tell everybody about it. You're ready to recommend this one.
I already have.
Yeah, I'm on board with you, man. Yeah, we took your recommendation here at the Netflix Explorers, and what a good one it was. So I definitely will rewatch this one, revisit this one, and I'll recommend it. But Steve-O, we bring these movies down the liquor store aisle and kind of compare these films to something you can kind of compare in the liquor store realm. Do you got anything for this one?
Oh man, I'm ready.
Hit me.
So if you're all like me, you all have enjoyed a good White Russian.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah, it's something you go back to every time.
Oh yeah.
Something that is there, that is going to be solid, that you know you're going to like.
Of course.
And that is this movie.
That's a perfect one, man. Patrick, what about you? Bring us down the liquor store aisle.
I gave this one a watermelon lemonade with vodka.
Ooh.
Because it's so refreshing of a movie to watch. You're drinking watermelon lemonade, and it's both sweet and tart, and then there's vodka in it, so you're on all 3 upticks, and you're just
Is it called watermelon lemonade? It's just like watermelonade? Watermelonade?
Yeah, I think that's it. That's what they say on the packaging, I think. Watermelonade.
Watermelonade.
Yeah. That's a good pick.
Yeah, he's got the title wrong, but yeah, good, all good.
I've never heard that title before. Lemonade. I've never heard that before.
Adam, bring us on liquor store aisle.
Oh man, so I like this one a lot. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna come back to it.
Okay,
it's a good flick. I'll give this one a Jack Daniels and Diet Coke.
There it is.
Like it.
Just your classic one.
Yeah,
like it.
Now
I'm gonna do something. I'm going to throw a drink out there, guys.
Mm-hmm. Please do.
This is the Clan McGregor and ginger ale.
Yeah, that's valid.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's what we're drinking right now.
That's the drink of choice of the podcast.
Now,
I love it.
As Adam just said, this is the drink of choice for the podcast. I'm actually sipping on a little glass myself, as you just heard. It's a perfect combination of things that are like strangely combined. The horror film, was this like an all-out horror? Maybe, maybe not, but it was a perfect combination of maybe things you wouldn't put together. Canada Dry and Clan McGregor. It's a great match once it's mixed. That's what this one is. I really liked it, and I really like the drink.
Great recommendation, Steve-O. Thanks for recommending to the podcast.
Nice work, man.
For your recommendation, you get to take home half a bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label.
Oh, thank you.
As we finish the Clan McGregor.
Yes. I'm so glad.
Actually, make that like a third of the bottle.
Well, guys, next one up
well used
is Master of None. This is a 2015 film. The personal and professional life of Dev, a 30-year-old actor in New York. Let's go ahead and roll the trailer.
Oh. What happened?
The condom broke.
But you didn't finish, right? It's fine.
Yeah, but there's those little guys that come out before the big party,
I want to get the pill.
A Netflix original series.
This young lady yep, there it is. No, please, I got it.
So,
my treat.
If you didn't hear,
my treat.
Aziz is buying this girl the Plan B.
Ben Kingsley did an accent in Gandhi, and he won the Oscar for it.
But he didn't win the Oscar just for doing the accent. I mean, it wasn't an Oscar for Best Indian Accent.
You see the social order? The Indian guy is a white guy. No, I read that he's 1/16th Indian.
Who cares? If you go back far enough, we're all 1/16th something. I'm probably 1/16th black. You think they're gonna let me play Blade?
Whoever you're dating now at this age, it could be who you end up with. It's a big decision.
So now
It's
this
hard.
trailer
How many
we're
women did you
watching
meet
is
before
what,
you
all
decided
of
on
season
one?
1?
Two.
Right.
Okay.
Two, that's it. What was wrong with the first
I'm
lady?
just-
It's a little bit too tall. As soon as he stood up, I was like, oh no. You have to learn to make decisions, man.
You want kids?
Part of me is like, yeah, it'd be an amazing experience.
Black lady, Chinese man.
Don't yell out people's ethnicities.
There are a million things that guys have no clue about that are so annoying.
Like what?
So you remember when we went to brunch and we both Instagrammed a picture of that frittata?
Ooh, that frittata was fluffy as hell.
What are your comments?
Yumtown, population div.
Check mine out.
I want your face.
Wow.
When you close your eyes, do you see Dev and Rachel in a cozy house with little Devs running around?
I just see black.
This is Dev. We're seeing each other.
You seem very nice.
I'll admit I was a little worried. Some of my friends have racist grandmas.
Oh, I see. You assumed I was a racist just because I'm old.
Well, now the tables have turned. I'm sorry.
Master of None, only on Netflix.
That's right.
That's Master of None, everybody. 2015 film. As I said, 8.4 IMDb. That's strange. Comedy. Now
That means it's good.
They're 30-minute episodes. 20. Is that the first series?
No, there's 2 seasons of it right now.
Okay, 2 seasons.
Third on the way.
So 20 episodes is 2 seasons or 1 season?
That's
2 seasons.
Okay, so that's 2 seasons.
2 10-episode seasons at 30 minutes apiece per episode.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Patrick. Well done.
He broke it down. All right. I mean,
Statistic Pat. Thank you. Tip of the hat, audience. Tip of the hat.
Don't
Patrick, now you got all the stats on this thing. What are your thoughts? I mean, Aziz. Are you an Aziz fan? You like him from his past show? What was it? Parks and Recreation.
Dude, I loved him in Parks and Rec.
Okay.
But then I saw his stand-up special.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
I
Saw him on
didn't-
Conan.
Okay.
Didn't like it.
I don't follow him as a stand-up either. I'm just watching as an outside guy.
He takes me as kind of like a Michael Scott, John Carroll, not John Carroll, Jim Carell.
Steve Carell?
Steve Carell.
There you go.
You had it surrounded, though.
Yeah, so you know how you
John
say...
Carell?
John Carroll, yeah.
Steve Carroll?
But anyway, moving on. So what did you think about this series?
So
did you watch the first episode, or did you go a little
more?
more?
No, I couldn't go past the first episode.
Okay, why is that?
He's kind of like... When I look at Steve John Carell, he is kind of like, if you write something for him, he can make it funny.
Right.
And then Steve Carell kind of took me the same way, because he's not funny outside of The Office.
Until you write him something funny. Yeah.
And then Aziz Ansari, he was funny in Parks and Rec, but I didn't take him as very funny in this. I didn't take him funny in stand-up. I didn't take him funny in any late-night TV shows, so... This one's kind of a dud for me.
I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying about the Steve Carell thing. That's definitely, he's written a funny character, but outside of that, he's just a really good actor. That if you write funny lines, he'll be really good at being funny.
He could deliver, but he can't produce.
Exactly. Oh, well put. Adam, Master of None. You blasted through the first series.
It did.
How'd you like it?
I liked it.
Are you an Aziz guy from back in the day?
I am an Aziz fan. I liked him in Parks and Rec.
Like a stand-up? He's got a stand-up
Yeah,
out?
and I'm kind of confused why you wouldn't like his stand-up if you liked him in Parks and Rec, because a lot of his Parks and Rec he uses in a stand-up. He has this funny bit in his stand-up where he pretends to come out as another comedian, where he basically rips on Dane Cook. And he just goes like, Randy, with 8 A's. And he's like a comic with a DJ. So his DJ's like, yeah, Randy, you tell him. Like, really good stuff. It's on Netflix. Hilarious. So he's a really funny guy.
You like his stand-up?
I like his vibe.
But
I like
this
his style.
one, he does he direct this one? Or did he produce it? I think did he write it all? Is it all him?
Participated for sure.
It's got his fingerprints all over.
It's all him. Okay.
Yeah, but
I see in Patrick's notes he had his parents play his actual parents.
Right. And I think that's probably why I resonate with him more than you guys, because I grew up with Indian friends.
Yeah.
In elementary school and high school.
Right.
So I've kind of
I think I mentioned that to Julie when we watched it. I said, this reminds me a lot of Adams.
He kind of just threw you guys under the bus without ever getting your guys' opinion.
Yes,
That's pretty...
true story.
That's rough.
What do you mean I threw you under the bus?
You guys? You just generalized...
I mean you.
Third of the
I
podcast.
meant you three.
Well, I haven't gone over to Steve-0 yet, but no, say your piece, Adam. So you feel connected to this one.
Yes, because he's he's got a white friend,
right?
And they talk about stuff that was kind of like me,
yeah,
growing up. So I think that's why I liked it.
Okay,
so you're the Indian guy in this story.
I am.
Okay.
So, Steve-O, now you didn't watch this one. We already know that?
No, I know Aziz Ansari from his day in Parks and Rec.
Sure.
Yep.
So that's all I know him from, and it's probably because of good writing in Parks and Rec that I like him so much. So this has been in my queue on Netflix for a very long time. So I'm like the rest of you out there who have this on queue and haven't gotten there yet. Haven't watched this. So I am tuning into this as well. But I know that he's got a pulse on today's comedy. And I know from watching Parks and Rec that he takes a lot of that into his stand-up. So it gets me very curious as to what his stand-up's going to be and what this Masters of None is also going to be.
Okay, so you're excited to tune in.
Absolutely. I'm very looking forward to seeing what he has to offer.
Okay. I'm kind of in the middle of you guys. I mean, Patrick didn't get far into it. I never watched Parks and Rec. I've never watched this guy's stand-up. I think he's got a little bit of Kevin Hart-y. I mean, Kevin Hart, funny guy, but he's a little
short.
He's a little too short. He's a little too kind of just loud and in your face, which is funny if you want it to be. I just never got into it, and that's fine. But I started watching this one, and any series that starts off with him having sex, I'm not going to be. It puts me in a rough place continuing on.
Yeah. So when you're watching this, there's 4 spoken words. The first 4 spoken words in this show, 3 of the 4 are the F words. So that's kind of how they set the tone for me.
It set the tone.
It wasn't.
But I just don't. So it goes through the first episode. This is all I watched. This is all we were required to watch. And I watched it. It kind of goes through. It says he's 30 years old. Is he really 30 or no? He seems like he's about
35.
Okay. So he's going through this. He's going through his day, and he just doesn't seem like a character I want to follow. I don't know. It's just like his. He seems kind of aloof. He seems like he's a stand-up guy in the middle of regular old New York. It's like it's not Seinfeld, is it?
It's a good point that you bring up that you were required to watch 1 episode, right? So on the docket it said we're going to watch Master of None, episode 1, right? When we watched episode 1 of Black Mirror,
that's him emailing us now.
Yeah, I blew through 2.5 series of it. So I don't know if it's just that this show isn't on par with Black Mirror, but I was required to watch 1, and I will never watch another episode.
Well, I think it hooks certain people, and again, you cannot compare this thing to Black Mirror. Totally different. As a sitcom style. I guess it's a sitcom. It follows his situational comedy. I just didn't. I mean, the stuff he got himself into and the stuff that really kind of irked his character in the first episode is stuff that a 35-year-old should have already dealt with. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was put it together by now.
It was kind of I don't know. It's a personal opinion. I never got into him in the past, and I don't think he was just right to play this. I hope people. I mean, Adam, you like it. You love his character, or in the past, you like Aziz in the. To me, he didn't have any traction for me personally.
No, I like Aziz, and I think the only problem I have with Aziz is he has stolen 2 of my jokes.
Oh, really?
In his stand-up.
Can you go on? Do you know him?
So all of them.
Yeah. So
actually, give us your whole stand-up routine. We got an hour. Let's go ahead.
I got time.
Give me your 60-minute.
You got to pay for that.
Oh, okay.
Guys.
It's Adam's Netflix special. Coming soon at the Netflix Explorers podcast.
Yes,
1890studios.com.
I'll put it on the site.
No, but
15 minutes long.
I mean, we're kind of aiming this at Steve-O a little bit, and we're not going to try to sell him because it's already on the queue, so he's going to tune into it. But to me, as Patrick said, I don't need to move on past episode 1. It's kind of how we talked about in the past. Is the main character's plight something to tune into, and you want to see him battle it and keep going?
Sell me on it, because I am a guy who grew up with good stand-up. I like the Eddie Murphy Raw. I like good stand-up comedy. So if Aziz Ansari is not for me, then I really want to know if this is going to hit home for me, or if this is something that I should delete from my queue and go on to something else.
Now you're looking for stand-up.
No. Well, it starts with stand-up, but then it goes into the show.
It basically is stand-up.
The show is stand-up.
The show is his stand-up jokes played out in a real-life sitcom.
That's what I've heard.
So that's kind of what it is. That's why I brought up the stand-up so quick.
Situational comedy,
right?
Basically played out.
That's why it's very similar to Seinfeld.
Sure.
It's I'm just going to take my stand-up routine and act it out in a real way.
Right. Yeah, I'll talk about it on stage.
Jokes.
I'll talk about it on stage and spend 22 minutes.
That's why his fingerprints are all over it. Like,
right.
It's Parks and Rec. It's his stand-up all mixed into this ball and just shot out in this show.
Being a bystander, you enjoy Parks and Rec, but he's not necessarily the guy you love most in Parks and Rec. He's an added character.
But you like his character in Parks and Rec.
You like his character, but you have other people carrying you along during that show. So his stand-up and his show going forward needs to give me something more than just the rest of Parks and Rec going forward.
And you're saying he can carry?
I think so.
He does a good job as a show lead?
Because like in Parks and Rec, he plays a caricature that he kind of makes fun of in his stand-up.
Sure.
So he kind of like rips on guys like that's his character in this show, I would say.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he brings the subjects he probably jokes about and becomes them almost.
Yeah. Like when he pretends in his stand-up, when he pretends to be Randy, he's basically like, yeah, okay, so this lady was going down on me in a hot tub. You know, like that's his like, and like he makes fun of guys like that in the show. So like,
okay,
that's the hook. But you gotta bring me home. You gotta bring me home with more.
Dude,
than that.
You're getting drilled by Steve over here.
Like,
don't watch it. I don't care that much.
So, hey, America, if you got it in your queue like I do, it's been in your queue, and it's been in your queue, and it's been in your queue, and it's been in your queue. So something's not bringing you to watch it. I need someone to tell me that, hey, you need to watch it or you need to get it out of your queue.
I probably watch Babysitter instead.
So
Adam's not putting up the fight.
Y'all know I've watched The Babysitter. That happened in Scary Movie Month, and that was October, and this is December. So
no, it's January.
This is January.
So this movie rocked you into the next month.
I've been booted.
I don't know what day it is. That's how good it is.
No, but I think now here's something I do have to say. It looks good. I like the fact that you can shoot in a live city and not like on a stage. It's not a Seinfeld stage show, shot show. This is he's on the street, he's in situations, he's going inside of these places. It looked really good. So anyway, it appears really good. Visually, it pays off, but as I just don't like the characters played, that's why I'm not going to dive into it, but that's not for everybody. I mean, Steve-O's got it on his queue, he's ready for it. But Adam, you got to rewatch this one or recommend this one. You dove in through the first season. You going to keep going? You going to recommend anyone keep going?
No, I did the first season, and I was done. And then the second season's out, and I wasn't rushing to watch it.
Okay.
So I guess
rushing to watch it?
Yes. Both ways. And I'm not going to run to watch it. I'm not going to wait a weird 3 weeks afterwards to watch it. So, but no, I mean, I like the first season. I watched it. It's good humor. Right. I don't care, like... Yeah. If you like comedy, it's a good, clever comedy piece.
Sure.
I think that's undisputable. So so if you like more clever, slow paced kind of comedy, it's almost that's the kind of style you're getting.
Right.
It's a little more quick witted, clever kind of stuff.
He's a fast like punchline dropper.
But it's not all comedy. There's a lot of like drama involved in it as well.
Yeah,
they try to put a comedic angle on the drama,
right?
But it's not like a stand-up special. It's more, there's a little more weight to it.
Sure.
And so if you just want comedy, it's a longer ride to get through to that. You gotta whiff through some of the drama to get there. But
yeah.
I don't know, Steve, what do you got?
He's got a pace on Today's Life, which makes me keep him in my queue. He knows what's funny, and he knows what's funny about today's humor. So he's got it. He knows what's going on. So that's what keeps me like interested. So he is funny, and I know that. So I'm going to keep watching going forward.
I know he's funny. He has my sense of humor. He's stolen two of my jokes.
Right. And if he knows your jokes, then I'm watching. There you go.
All right, P-Funk, what about you, man? We got to rewatch and recommend this one. What do you got?
No, I can't rewatch it. I can't watch past episode 1. I struggle to get through that one.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it. I don't think he's got a pulse on today's comedy routine or whatever you guys are talking about. I know sort of what Adam's sense of humor is. It's not hate. It's I disagree. I'm not trying to screw his career up with my...
Patrick hasn't laughed at one of my jokes.
He's very dry. He's a very
good
dry
point,
individual.
yeah.
He's like Canada dry. All right, moving on.
Zing pow.
So you're not going to revisit this one. Are you going
No.
to tell? Is there any specific person like, hey, if you like X humor, you're going to like X?
I know there's people in my group that would want to see this, Steve-0, Adam included.
Right.
But I wouldn't go out of my way. Steve-0, if it's on my list, I'd say axe it and just move on.
Okay. Wow.
That's what I would put it as.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead. I'm kind of agreeing with you, Patrick, though not with such ferocity. Yeah, you're hot over there. Hey, man. I think Aziz. I haven't watched a stand-up. I will say that I've seen him on like Parks and Rec kind of highlight YouTube videos, so I don't know anything about him. But I watched the first episode, and I just really wasn't interested. So I will say. Rewatch for me is 0, but recommendation is out there. You may love this type of thing. Go ahead and watch it. Hey, man, Netflix, go ahead you. Steve-0, what do you think? I mean, we're all talking here. We're all talking rewatch, recommend. What do you think?
I will say for a lot of people that Aziz Ansari is someone you see, you hear him for a second, and you're like, I'm done with this guy.
Polarizing.
I'm done with this guy. He's got nothing for me.
Sure.
All I'll say is give him a chance.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. Give him a couple episodes. If you don't like him, then turn into the babysitter.
Yeah.
But if you do, then there you go.
Yeah,
you got a good episode to watch.
You're exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't like them, but maybe somebody. I mean, half of us do. Go on and watch away. I like where you're at. But that's it for Master of None, episode 1. We only touched on episode 1. The trailer showed a little more. But the last one we have...
We got to do drink review, and we got to do my rewatch and recommendability.
Did I not do rewatch for you?
Nope.
Have I ever done a podcast before? Have we done this for a year yet or not? It takes a year for me to get...
No, but I would say I definitely would recommend, especially to you, Steve-0, you will like this show.
It's on the
Give
queue.
it till episode 3 when he has dinner with his parents. It's a very funny episode.
Spoiler alert!
Wow.
Give me the mantle.
This is the mantle has been given. This is the unknown for me, podcasters.
Yes, in episode 3, he has dinner with his parents. Sorry, I ruined the show for you.
So this would mean he has dinner with his actual parents, which he's had before.
Yeah, but it's very good. It's a very good episode.
So drink rating for me. This would be the unknown. So for all of you out there.
All right, Adam, you got your rewatch and recommend us. Take us down the liquor store aisle.
I'll probably give this one. I'd probably give it like a Heineken. It's a solid beer. I don't drink it all the time. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. It's not my first choice.
Come on, sell me, man. Come on, sell me.
Well, do you like Heineken?
Heineken's. You're no James Bond. You're not going to sell me on a Heineken. So come on, give me something. Give me. So
listen, mate.
If you're gonna James Bond me right now, I'm gonna delete it from my queue. Give me something that's gonna get me to watch.
Steve-0, Money Penny. I'm gonna give you a Heineken on a warm summer's day, and you're going to take this Heineken. You're gonna open it with your ring, like you like to open your beers, and you're gonna take a nice swig of that Heineken. How does that make you feel?
What that's gonna make me feel is next show.
Well, then I can't help you there. May God have mercy on your soul.
Patrick, bring us on the liquor store aisle if you could.
So I gave this one a gin during the gin craze of the 1800s. During England in 1800s, America's revolting.
So it was really, really good.
Stuff.
Really, really good.
No, that's where you're wrong. Because during the gin craze, they were making gin so cheap.
Potato famine?
No, not in Ireland.
You're not talking about Dutch courage, are you?
No, I'm not talking about Dutch courage.
You're in the same era, though.
Sort of. I'm talking about London, over in England.
Talking about Beefeater?
Bombay?
No, I'm just talking about old, crappy
what
gin.
What are you talking about? Okay.
Icky, gross gin.
Sure. How does this relate to?
No, just hear about.
They had a bunch of gin, and everybody was drinking gin like crazy. And when I look at this show, I see that I got an 8.4 on IMDb. I'm like, everybody has to be drunk watching this show. So during this gin craze of the 1800s, the Parliament said, okay, gin's basically outlawed. It has to be moderated. So that's when I look at this. I'm looking at gin. I'm looking at people going gin crazy because they're ranking it so high. I'm like, how is anybody watching this and enjoying this?
Right.
And that's why I give it a no rewatch, no recommend. don't even waste your time.
Okay, all right. So. I got written down, this is one of those drinks that you see at the bar. I don't even know the name of it, but it's those drinks they light on fire at the top. Like it's a flammable, like liqueur.
Don't do that.
Like 430.
Don't do that.
451? Is that what you're talking about?
It's called a Tank 432.
Oh,
it's on fire.
No, it's on fire.
It's going to burn your beard.
It's on fire because it's burning down. But no, but this is like one of those drinks that's on fire. So it's like, hey, it could be a really good drink. Are you going to keep watching? Is it good enough for you to keep watching it and get through the fire part of this shot? Or do you just want to go, hey, man, not a fan of fire? I'll just go to the next one. That's kind of where I'm at.
Not a fan of fire. Only if the caveman had that mentality.
Well, so if I was a caveman, I would drink this and I would watch this film.
Wow.
So anyway, that's where I'm at on Master of None. It's an explosive drink. Drink it at your own peril, I suppose. Now we can go to the last one up. Guardians of the Galaxy. This is Volume 2.
Come and get your love.
The
Great
Guardians.
Soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
No, 7.8 IMDb. Excellent soundtrack. The Guardians must fight to keep their newfound family together as they unravel the mystery of Peter Quill's true parentage.
What?
Let's roll the trailer.
The fate of the universe lies on your shoulders. Now, whatever you do, don't push this button. Because that will set off the bomb immediately and we'll all be dead.
So that's...
Now repeat back what I just said.
That's Bradley Cooper.
Be Coop.
No!
Gotta love that hair of his.
Kill everyone! Try again.
I am Groot.
But
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I'm Groot.
No!
Marvel Studios.
Showtime, a-holes!
Epic space fighting going on right now.
Star-Lord. Gamora. Drax. Rocket. Baby Groot.
Does anybody have any tape out there? I want to put some tape over the death button.
Nobody has any tape.
Not a single person has tape.
You have an atomic bomb in your bag. If anybody's gonna have tape, it's you.
I have to do everything.
You are wasting a lot of time.
That's a really bad sign.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Volume 2.
If I touch someone, I can feel their feelings. You feel love.
Yeah, I guess, I feel a general unselfish love for just about everybody.
No, sexual love.
No, I don't.
For her.
No.
See, you just told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
Dude, come on. I think you're overreacting a little bit.
You must be so embarrassed. Do me.
So that's Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 2. First and foremost, I got to get out in the open. I did not watch Volume 1, I guess is the first one.
Nor did I.
Okay.
Oh.
So now, here's what I feel like. I feel like I came late to a party that is fantastic. And there's so many cool things that already happened. And I'm walking in, and well, not Adam, but Patrick's looking at me, and he goes, dude, you just missed a great... part of the party. I mean, it's still going to be a good party because the movie's really good, but you missed a lot of the party. So that's how I felt. I mean, I just felt like it was, I missed the show. I missed the party. I'm late, but I'm still going to have a good time. It's still a fun party, but I just missed, I missed what made this party great that I joined just now. Steve-0, what do you think, man? Did you watch this Volume 1, I suppose?
So I saw them both. And I'm a big fan from the get-go. So Guardians 1, Guardians 2, it's a fun ride. It's a very fun ride, especially if you're the type that is really into the Avengers, the Batman, the Superman, the Wonder Woman, everything that's going on right now. The Guardians of the Galaxy is refreshing.
What's
refreshing.
better, What's better, the first movie of the Guardians of the Galaxy or the second one?
Well, man, I mean, come on now.
Whoa. I didn't realize that.
You don't understand. You don't understand.
Who jumps in number 2 before watching number 1?
I
mean, okay.
That's
hey,
this guy right here.
Hey, Adam. You should just go right into Rocky 2 before you watch Rocky 1.
Rocky 1's not on Netflix. So what am I going to do?
Come on,
I'm going to go on Plex.
Come
and watch
on
it?
now.
No, that's
come on. That is so 2000 and late. All right. So everybody who hasn't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 1, which is only Adam, apparently, and
I didn't watch it either.
Auspicious host, which I was trying to save you some grace. Because I like you more than Adam.
The name's Rusty Dutch.
Guardians of the Galaxy, both of them, I know they're out there. I know both of them might not be on Netflix, but both of them are out there. Good ride. Strap yourself in. Don't expect too much from them. Good graphics, good stuff, and just enjoy the ride.
Okay.
All right, they go overboard, but just enjoy it. Enjoy the ride and strap yourself in. Get some popcorn, for crying out loud.
Patrick, now you've watched, I want to call it Volume 1, but that's probably not what it's called.
It's just GOG1.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
so wow, he's got the
soundtrack.
Got an acronym here. Got an acronym
so how did this one tie in? Did I miss a party that happened in the first movie, or did I get a good one?
So this is like a 7-act play going on, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is like Act 3, Chapter 3.
Which I lean to you to know like the chapters and the stages and the
Amen.
curtain calls.
So this is where we're at in it. So it's kind of setting up. It's giving you content, and it's also setting up for future movies. So we have like the Avengers Infinity War Part 1 coming out.
Right.
And this is going to tie into that with a couple of pieces. So there's a lot going on in this universe, and this is just a small snapshot of the big overarching story.
Because I didn't see any Superman, Iron Man, anything like that. So it's just it's a little. Yeah. It's just a little.
Well, yeah. So you will see stuff that's happening in Infinity Wars that happened in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
But you won't know it until
that
Infinity Wars 2
released.
comes out later this year. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay, so I understand the tie-in. Mm-hmm. Let's bring it back down.
One second. So if I can ask a question.
Sure.
So to get the outline straight, if I'm making up this outline, I'm going to say Part 1 of the Marvel Universe is Part 1, chapters Thor, Hulk, Iron Man.
Yes,
introducing all the...
Way back.
Introducing all the Avenger characters.
Yeah.
Chapter 2, Section 2, introduce the Avengers movies themselves.
The Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Okay, then this is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
So this is Section 2, Part A.
No. It's
paragraph 6.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
So we're 3
I did
acts
not
in.
know.
Yeah.
I did not know, and forgive me for not being the comic book buff that I should be. I did not know these were all tied in. I did not know that this is all the same universe.
They're not really tied in yet.
Okay.
But it's like set up. So like when you're watching what was that movie, Memento? It's not like a linear movie. Right? So you're seeing like pieces here, pieces there.
Right.
But then when you get to the end, you're like, okay, this A, B, C, D. Okay, that's how I got there.
I got you. Okay.
Rusty Dutch, you and me, we both did not watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Let's break it down right now.
We are not crazy Avengers people.
Now we're not in that Marvel universe. Adam, you and I, let's drag it back down. Just this film. We have no recollection of the past, of the previous Guardian of the Galaxy movie.
Talk to me about your present.
Let's talk about this one.
Yep.
What do you got on this one?
Loved it, dude.
Me and you both, man.
Loved it, dude. It was so good. It was so funny. And it had great action, great humor.
Right.
Great character development. Like, towards the end, I've never seen any of these movies.
Right.
And towards the end, I'm like, yes! Like, this is awesome. It made me feel something. The Podfather is always here, and he always tells us, make me feel something.
Yeah.
Make me feel happy, make me feel sad.
Bring me in.
I felt happy. I felt relieved. I felt like I was like proud, like towards the end,
Yeah.
So this movie definitely makes you feel something. How about you?
I mean, here's the thing. It made you feel something, and it made me feel a lot. I love the characters. Both, they're very everybody's humorous. Everybody has a humor side. I mean, that Drax character saying the blatantly obvious. The Rocket is played by who takes after my hairstyle? What's his
Bradley
name?
Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Okay, he's ripping off my hairstyle.
Great hairstyle. By the way.
Does a fantastic job. Everybody's funny, but everybody at the same time, it's a heartfelt movie. I mean, there's drama throughout. And now Kurt Russell, was he in the first movie or no?
Nope.
Dynamite. Can we not say enough about Kurt Russell?
Awesome.
Fantastic. So
it was good.
So we had good acting. We were laughing. We were, you know what? I was balling up a little bit at certain points towards the end, but that's not Waterworks for me is nothing new. But no, I loved for this movie specifically, and not knowing like what the characters had to go through in the first movie to make them a family. The family aspect was between like their crew was definitely brought forward, and minor spoiler, some characters were lost, and that was, and I didn't even I don't know any of their backstories, but I'm bawling my eyes out over here, dude. Fantastic. Adam, as you said, brought me on a roller coaster ride, both through the drama and through the comedy. It was great.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
and the music was fantastic.
The whole thing.
Thank you.
Well,
finally,
I've seen the Avengers movies. To me, this is way better than those movies.
Now,
because
can you touch on how those songs, the soundtrack, played in with the characters, or no?
Yeah. So the main character Quill, he's from Earth.
It's Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Parks and Rec.
He's from Earth, and his mother was very into movies, to music in like the probably late 70s, early 80s kind of music. So he plays like that kind of music the whole time. That's his. That's his stitch.
Not
his
a lot
stick.
of Steely Dan, which bothered me.
Yeah, a lot of funk. You know, Mr. Blue. Like you got a lot of that jams going on.
Oonga chugga.
Yeah, so you got some good stuff here.
Sorry, that was one.
You know, because I was really excited to watch this movie because my wife and I, we played the Lego game Super Marvel 2, where the Guardians of the Galaxy characters are involved. And
gotta catch up.
So I got all these superpowers. I'm like, I gotta watch this movie so I know what I'm doing when I'm playing this Lego game. So that was my main reason for putting it on the docket. I'm glad I did.
So I've seen trailers of the first Guardian of the Galaxy. Now Groot is played by Vin Diesel. And if you watch the trailer, you saw Little Groot or Baby Groot.
Baby Groot.
Groot.
What's the story with Groot?
Now, hang on a second. Now,
Come on.
We're not going to go into that right
Drop the phone.
Because we're going to just focus on this one. But I thought something was really interesting. Now, we saw in the trailer, Baby Groot did a lot of, high-pitched noises, very small character.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel did all of these characters, the voices.
The nanny.
Without any audio, post-production. So, like, all these high squeals and I am Groots, he did them all. So you think big bald Vin Diesel, big badass.
Dude, come on. He knows.
He's
an actor. He knows.
He's a boss.
A little bit of callback.
Yeah.
Boiler Room?
Can you name 2 other movies that Kurt Russell and Vin Diesel were in?
Whoa,
that's a good question.
I know Dale knows them.
Whoa.
Dale knows them.
Kurt Russell and Vin Diesel.
Correct. Search yourself.
Triple X.
Nope.
Never saw Triple X.
Nope.
Dale knows them. Come on, top 5 movie.
Wow.
A top 5 for me?
It's your top 5.
Come on, Dale.
They're not in Brick.
The great Steve-0 doesn't
They're not
know
in
this.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
No.
Vin Diesel.
It's also not on Netflix.
This is not in the Fast and Furious.
This
He's
is
not in
big.
Fast and Furious.
This is big.
Is he in Fast and Furious? Which one?
Because I haven't been in the last 2.
Oh, I haven't seen Fast and
Boo!
Hey man, once Paul Walker went, I went.
Yeah. In the words of Jay Cutler, don't care.
Ugh. Crucified.
But anyway, all actors were great. Kurt Russell was good, and I love the little bit of the Hoff. Hello, Germany. It's the Hoff. He was in there for a second. It was great, and I think does that tie into the first Guardians of the Galaxy to talk about how because he always talked about throughout this movie. He's like, my dad always reminded me of the Hoff, and so like he did, like pick out a picture of his dad, which is really. Like the Hoff, I don't know. It was really interesting.
From like a newspaper article or something that he cut out. Yeah.
I really like Chris Pratt. I'm a big Chris Pratt.
Dude.
See that.
So this whole podcast is involved with Parks and Rec. And season's already Chris Pratt.
It's the Babysitters.
Now I was reading on IMDb, he lost 60 pounds to be in this role. 60?
It's a cut dude. Dude.
So
he was pretty chunky in Parks and Rec.
60. I never knew him in the past, but I mean, he was in. What's that terrible Jurassic Park movie?
Jurassic Park?
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Did he lose 60 pounds for that, too?
Yeah.
He was skinny in that.
He was in Parks and Rec for like 5 seasons. He was always kind of chunky.
Yeah.
So season 6 starts and he's real skinny. And they're like, hey, Andy, how'd you lose all that weight? He's like, oh, I just stopped drinking beer. They're like, that's it? He's like, yeah, I drink a lot of beer.
All right, so that's cool. Well, I mean, so, Steve-O, look at you. You've gone on about the whole universe. This one, specifically, this movie, Volume 2, what's its redeemable factors, man? What's going to keep you watching it? Or does it not compare? Should I watch number 1?
So, it's a 2-part question for all you out there.
Yeah, it was a loaded one.
You know that, and I know that. So, real quick, if you can't watch 1, then 2, it's good.
2 will do.
2 will do, but 1 will make it just that much better. The whole Marvel universe,
cinematic universe,
is it's all going to come together, and you're going to want to watch both 1 and 2 for this. You can watch 2 and enjoy it, and you will love it, and you will carry on like the rest of us fools on this podcast, and you will love number 2.
I did see a preview, a trailer for Avengers Infinity Wars.
Oh, stop looking ahead.
And at the end of the trailer, they go, then like Captain America goes, these guys
Thor.
like, so who are you guys? Or Thor, so who are you guys? And it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
and it's
nice.
Like, so they all come together.
Awesome.
Well, I'm excited. Actually, I will say this. It may be polarizing, but this group of characters, and I don't know much about the Marvel Universe. I rely on Patrick for that. I will watch these guys into the future. I'm tempted to go back to watch their first. I love this group of international, intergalactical.
Well, that's a good question for Adam DeGrasse Tyson over here. You know about how far away they are at this point?
Well, they're Guardians of the Galaxy. And we can only, I assume it's the Milky Way galaxy. I don't think we ever.
That's a hard question.
One can only assume.
So I never got that established. So if we're assuming this is the Milky Way galaxy, then Earth is on the very outer rim of the galaxy.
Sure.
So there's a lot to go in the middle of it.
Right.
So they could be all over this galaxy. And Patrick, you don't need me to tell you how many light years the Milky Way galaxy is.
Of course.
It's massive.
Now you see a portion of this movie where they're jumping. They're like loophole. I mean, explain this to me, Adam. You're the
like a slipspace
right.
So what's going on here? They're jumping from it's not galaxy to galaxy. It's
spaceport.
Yeah, what's going on with these spaceports? They're jumping through 800. They say the human body shouldn't go through 50. Now they go through 800. Can you explain the ports they go through?
Well, what?
Right. So what they're going through is black holes in space.
I see.
And so when you go through a black
Adam
hole,
knows.
you're going through space and time.
Sure.
And space and time can. When you're moving space and time, it can mess with everything. It can mess with your body
and their eyeballs. If you see
and it's just like you're like your body doesn't know like what's going on, so it can fall apart. So when you spend that much time in a environment that is not bound to what your body's used to, in terms of pressure, space, time, atmospheric. Interactions,
science.
Your body can go through a lot of different changes.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Well, what was different about this galaxy, which I was wondering, is it looks almost like a beehive.
Sure,
like there was lots of hexagons,
of course,
throughout the galaxy. And it was like it was like some kind of honeycomb effect that everybody came through these honeycombs. To planet. So I want to do a little more research on that.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah,
Patrick. Now. You like it or you hate it? Tell me right now.
I love it.
Okay, now why? Tell me what grabbed you. What did you like? What you didn't like? How did it compare to the first one? You saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I did not.
I argued inside of myself trying to figure out which one is better.
The internal struggle,
and I can't figure it out. Both of them draw me in with the soundtrack.
Sure,
true story,
and they don't let you go. So
which soundtrack's better, first or second?
Like I said, I struggle internally with it.
That's a question for a different podcast.
I'm a big Sam Cooke fan, and they had a Sam Cooke song in the second one, but they didn't have it in the first one. So I'm just like, what do I want? What do I want? I can't bring myself to pick one.
Right.
So what pulls me in is a soundtrack. What keeps me in is the comedy, and what eventually brings me to pure happiness is the resolution in these movies. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
No, I agree. Adam, you love it or you hate it? You love it.
I love it, dude.
Tell me about it. What drew you in? What keeps you there?
Like Patrick said, I thought it was hilarious. Everybody's really funny.
Right.
It's a superhero movie that's not too serious. Even in the most critical times.
If you brought this movie out and you didn't say Marvel, you didn't say Marvel Universe, I don't know anything about superheroes, and you said, hey, there's a bunch of people in space and they're doing their thing, I'd watch the crap.
You don't even need to watch 2. You don't need to watch Marvel.
Right.
You don't need to watch anything. You could just be a newborn right into this world.
Straight out of the
womb. You
womb.
just watch this movie, you're going to like it. You're going to like Groot. You're going to be like, I like Groot. He's
Julie loved Groot. I mean, that pulls in, that's a heartstring puller.
Dude, Groot's the man.
Okay, so you like this one.
Yep.
I'm on board. I like this one, too. I thought it was really good. Again, I have no ties to the past universe, this Marvel world we're all in, but I'm totally going to dip back and watch the first Guardian of the Galaxy. I'm excited to see how their characters develop from that aspect, but I love the humor. I love the drama. I love the heartbreak. I love everything about it. I want to see these characters progress, but...
Steve-O, why don't you tell us your closing thoughts and then give us a recommend/rewatch.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So at the end of this all, I want to thank you all for having me here. I couldn't be happier.
We're not closing out yet, but I like where your head's at. So if you're going to rewatch or recommend,
I would rewatch. I would recommend.
Rewatch and recommend.
What? I would call this the finest bourbon. The finest bourbon.
Well,
you
we're not
can
at
give
drink
me.
review yet. Hang on. Are you going to recommend or are you going to rewatch?
Oh, I'm going to recommend rewatch and give me the finest bourbon because this is a good. This is the kind of movie that you're going to watch. You don't need to know. You don't need to know the superhero world to know good music, to know fun, to know a good ride, to know good graphics.
There you go.
That's true, Dale. I was for me, recommend yes, rewatch yes. Something that you didn't talk about that I expected you to talk about was the look and how this movie looked, and it looked great. The graphics were great. The color was great.
Great color. I will say that. I mean, green screen was a little over the top. I will say they didn't. Whatever. I'm not gonna. I don't even want to talk about the green screen. You got to watch it for the rest of the movie. You got to watch it for the drama and the humor and everything like that. But the green screen was okay. Everything was good. I liked it. Patrick, rewatch, recommend, man.
Oh, definitely. I can't wait for the next Guardians of the movie come out. I'll watch the first one again. I'll watch the second one again. I'm sure I'll watch the third one again. This is your top-notch movie of the week.
There you go.
Yay.
Adam, you did your rewatch.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
man?
What about you? You didn't do yours.
You know what? I will. I don't think I'm going to rewatch this one. I did like it a lot. But I don't think I need to revisit it. What I am going to revisit is going back to version 1, volume 1.
Absolutely.
I want to see that, and you know what? I'm going to follow this one. I know that number 3 is it pre-production now? It's shooting now, so I will wait for that to come out. That'll be very exciting. Last thing we got to do, of course, is hand it to Patrick. What else you got, Patrick?
So last year in 2017, I bought 2 soundtracks. The first one was Sing Street, which I really loved.
Sure.
And the second one was this soundtrack.
Okay.
Because this is...
Close
enough. But yeah, the soundtrack for this movie is just top notch.
Right.
It's the best soundtrack you're going to find out there next to Sing Street.
Summing it all up, I think the music and the humor sets us apart from the other Avengers movies by far.
Amen.
Yep.
Right.
Drink review for me. Awesome movie. Loved it.
Right.
I gotta give this one I'm probably just gonna give this one a nice let me go. I'm going to the liquor store. I'm visioning.
Give a go-to.
I'm in the liquor store. I'm looking around. What am I gonna get?
Give a go-to.
I think I'm gonna get a Woodford Reserve.
Nice. Woo! You've only used that once before this last year.
Woo! You mean this new year?
Well, last year.
Yep. So,
if you're watching the live feed, I am disgusted.
What about you, Dale? What do you got?
Well, I got written down. Now, this is a vodka. This is just a vodka martini, so it's just a glass full of vodka. Let's be honest.
I was about to say that. God dang.
Well, we got the similar mindset here, but mine's a little different. I got every character and every little different interaction within this film has a different Skittle flavor placed into
got variety
into the vodka glass. Now, you can load a bunch of red Skittles in there. It's going to taste a certain way. You're going to put a bunch of yellow Skittles in there. It's going to taste a different way. This is a whole...
Forget yellow.
Yeah, well, no one likes
You're
yellow.
boring me.
So the whole glass of vodka is filled with a totally multi-pack of Skittles. You never know what you're going to get. It's a full combo, but together, it's a delicious vodka-y drink. Ice cold, that's what I think. Patrick, bring us on Lickstraw Isle for this one.
Dale, I agree with what you say there, but there's something that it's never too early for, right? And
I'll tell you what it is.
Oh, God,
you
shots. Oh, dude, I just got so pumped. All right.
Shots. You could watch this movie at any time of the day. You could turn on any part of this movie and know what is good, what's not good. You know what you can mix this movie with, but there's just something you can't ever have too early.
Sure.
And that's my favorite whiskey.
It's Early Times.
Early Times.
You got it.
It's so good.
That's a great one. Steve-O, do you got a drink recommendation for this one? If you could bring it down slowly and carefully down the liquor store aisle.
I'm sorry. I'm just struggling over the Early Times you got going on.
Talking to the mic a little bit.
Sorry. The Early Times got me struggling here a little bit. So me and my friend Bo, our drink of choice would be the bourbon. The Woodford Reserve.
Is Bo your dog?
Me and Bo Jackson, we go so my bobblehead of Bo here knows good movies versus bad, and the nod goes to both Babysitter and Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And Jason Zari, he doesn't know. So hopefully this podcast will give him a thing or two to carry forward. But cheers to y'all, and thanks for having me on.
Of course.
Hey, got it, Steve-O.
Listen, guys, we got to go ahead and get off the fence on this one. It's important. Hey, Steve-O, looking at you as our guest. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, man.
As you know, I couldn't be happier to be here.
But we got to get you off the fence. What is your pick of the week?
Pick of the week is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Patrick, looking at you, man.
Gonna have to agree with Steve-O. Guardians of the Galaxy is where it's at.
Adam, sending it to you.
Oh, man, I'm on that fence. I don't know which way to go.
Biz it up.
Do I go to Babysitter? Do I go to Guardians? I gotta go Guardians because I want to watch Guardians 1 more than anything else right now.
You got it, man. I'm gonna beat everybody up. I'm on Babysitter.
Dang it,
I like it.
You're a gracious, courteous, courageous man.
So, Steve-O, thank you so much for being on the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me.
Patrick, always a pleasure.
Adios.
Great notes, as always.
Thank you.
AP, always sitting across from me. Good to have you on the podcast again, brother.
Dale, thanks for having me so much, and thanks to all our sponsors out there. This episode is brought to you by Early Time.
Thank you, Early Time.
Early Time.
Thank you, Early Time.
There's always a good whiskey at the bottom of every bottle, bottom of every barrel. Early Times is that whiskey. Thank you for drinking Early Times.
Listen, guys, if you like Early Times as much as we do, why don't you hop on Facebook and find us? We're the Netflix Explorers on Facebook. We're on iTunes as well. If you're subscribed to the podcast, we really appreciate it. We love you guys listening from all over the globe, and we really want you to subscribe. Of course, if you already are, please leave a rating. It helps us get seen, shoots us up in the iTunes rating. So that's what I got to say. Hit 1890studios.com. That's 1890studios.com. Patrick's got some polls up there. We're coming towards our 1-year anniversary. So we want to, we got some questions for you guys, and we got some, we got just some polls up there that'll help us with our 1-year anniversary. So anything else, Patrick, for these people?
Yeah, if you have any suggestions for the axes, let me know what you want to see up there. If you have like a certain category you want us to vote on, just go ahead. There's a short answer section. Pump it in there, and we'll review it.
Well, we're basically building like a total 1 year, like what did we do? Drink review. We did movie of the year. We got all these polls up there. Hop on the website. Patrick, our IT extraordinaire, is doing some sweet work up there. We appreciate you. Stop 1890studios.com. That's the 1890studios.com. Again, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter. Check us out.
Check us out for the end of the month, the Netflix Explorers Awards Show.
Yeah.
So it's Oscar season coming up in February, so we're going to have the awards show at the end. We're going to give out trophies. We're going to give out everything. Go to the website and vote. Please get on and recommend movies for us to check out. Steve-O recommended Babysitter. Excellent choice. That's why he's walking out of here with a little less than half a bottle of a Johnny Walker Black Label.
Yeah.
and a Bo Jackson bobblehead. And he's on the podcast. So that's the kind of things you can get if you recommend movies to us. We appreciate it, and if it's good, we'll let you know. If it's bad, we'll just pretend like we don't know you. So that's kind of how that goes. So.
And with that said, again,
Bo knows, everybody. Bo knows.
Take us home, Dale.
With that said, I got to thank you guys for listening, everybody, and we really appreciate it. Couldn't be more thankful. Keep tuning in. If you got any suggestions, let us know. Dale at 1890studios.com, and we will talk to you in the future. As we always say, adios.
Arrivederci.
I couldn't be having more fun.